we're trying to get insight from this. So if we put the word together from reading from this direction, so we will get the first one, line 1, it will be gold. And then the next word will be what? Rain. And then the next word is generations. And if we read from this direction, in line 2, we'll get finished. What's the next word? Missed. And then the next one, man. Are you guys following at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then if we read from this direction, the next line of insight is garden, verse 3. And then we read from this direction. The next line of insight will be river. And then number 5, the next line of insight will just be this here, which is less listed. So now, looking at this, what insight can we get from the first line of combination of words? God, rain, generations.
Is it gold or gold?
Is it? Oh, thank you. Yep, gold. Gold, rain, generations. What sentence can we form using these three words? What's the practical application of the summation of what
So we have to have a submission and then we move to the practical application of it.
Well,
that's what you are saying now.
Yeah, so now Apostle Love just said so blessing, if we think of it, this line is talking about blessing here. Blessing. And you say increase, this Python is increase.
Yeah. Python is there to usher, and that's what the giver is to usher increase.
And then the garden tree, we decide we said the difference was the Spirit of God. that makes the difference between the grass and the tree?
No, between the grass and the man.
Huh? Anyway, so the Spirit of God is the difference there. And then
Yes.
the finished mist man, that's the spirit of man itself. And then we talk about the generations of gold, which is the moving of the the increase in the quality of gold in as the generations of gold and grain increases. So in practical application, a summation of this from what I can see, uh, if we come back to the diagram here, so blessed rest, there's an increase that will come by the Spirit of God, or the gold, the blessing would come by the Spirit of God at work through the believer. So,
So say all that again, please.
so the increase would come by the Spirit of working of the Spirit of God through the life of a believer.
Right.
So, whatever increase that we are seeking with the wealth creation would come from this move of the Spirit of God within the life of a believer. And
Now, that term wealth creation, can we modify it a little bit?
yeah,
Yeah.
what
I think the correct phrase that we are looking for is wealth management.
okay, why wealth management?
So Adam did not create anything. The man in the garden,
And so
he did not create anything. He came when he appeared on the scene, everything had been created.
as he was
His role was to manage.
cultivate, that was the word.
That
So
word cultivate means to perpetuate it, to ensure that the cycle continues.
mm,
Was to ensure that the cycle continues. The program had already been set in motion. Every tree had seed in it. All the creatures had the ability to reproduce, had the yes. So that was all predetermined before man came on the scene. So man's role was to ensure continuity of it by managing it well. And he was managing by the Spirit of God. He was not managed based on earthly knowledge. He was forbidden to partake of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil.
that's right.
But the tree was there so that he will exercise his dominion over it, so that he would exercise his self-will, so he could choose. He was not made a robot. He was not made an angel. He was made mankind. This was a new species. So he had authority. He had dominion, and he could choose. So that was the test of his allegiance to God. The presence of that tree was a test of his allegiance to God. And then he could exercise his dominion and his self-will. And when he chose to partake of that tree, he decided his independence from God.
Mm. Now, thinking about this again, if we look at the life of Jesus, which is the model of in using this tool, one of the foundational principle is to stay within the boundary of Jesus. So Jesus is the model. So whatever is not reflected in the life of Jesus, or whatever we see should be reflected in the life, if I could put it that way. Whatever should be reflected in the life of Jesus. So if we set that as a parameter to, a guardrail around, the value system in using this, let's look at this again, what we've got here today. This words from Genesis chapter 2. Jesus walked on water. Was that his physical body or the mist man? Good question. So we know Jesus walked on water. Now Jesus told Peter to go and fish, and in the mouth of the fish there was a gold coin. I don't know if it was a gold coin, but there was a
It
coin.
was a gold coin. Yeah.
So we have generation of gold. That is a generation. So at least we've got two of those concepts confirmed in the life of Jesus. Garden tree. Jesus is the tree of life. So, and river Python increase. Yeah, so what's the takeaway? How would you sum up all this thing and what practical insight can you to a real world problem that you can see this applying to?
Everything we need was placed in the garden.
Mommy.
That's it. That's my total summary.
So how do we become rich as Abraham?
By being in the Garden of Eden.
In the garden, yes.
The garden is where God's presence is.
In our garden, yes.
And
Garden.
where his provision is.
I had somebody say a long time ago that Adam was not employed, he was deployed.
Yeah. And where his original design for man is intentional.
Adam was deployed in the garden.
Well, do you guys know that this tool that we're using is an artwork of the application of some of what we've just discussed now?